So we are good to go now, and we'll begin. So at the onset, I would like to thank Rupa for sparing time and coming here to brief all our students. So Rupa is there from LearnBiz Simulation, which is one of the companies who are pioneers into simulation education. And we are really grateful that we were able to associate with you. And Rupa have also conducted an FTP earlier with Amity, with our faculties of ABS. And it was also wonderful, and we were able to get a few insights into simulation. And now at next stage, we are planning to conduct this workshop for the students itself. So these are all MBA fourth semester students. Few of them are still in the campus and many of them are placed. So those who are placed have joined online, Rupa. That is the reason why I created this link. So they are also very much with us. And based on your briefing and based on the tournament that they'll be playing at the end of the entire whole thing on 2nd of February, they will be scoring marks for their internal evaluation. So this event becomes all the more very important for the students as well. Reason being that some mark component is also associated with it. So I hope that they'll listen very seriously to it. And moreover, let me just brief you about what a simulation is, because you have been working into the industry at some point of time, because you have conducted your summer internship with various organizations, and you're just on the verge of getting placed and joining an organization. Few of you are already into a corporate world and few are waiting for their joining dates, and that is how the process is going on. So this hands-on experience is really going to be very much instrumental in teaching you certain things which you have been reading throughout your curriculum in past 2 years, because you have studied almost all the papers of different domains. Those domains will be amalgamated here in one single simulation. And that is the reason why we have chosen boardroom as a simulation here. Because in boardroom, you will be exposed towards different strategy formation related to finance also, HR also, marketing also. So that will be a bird's eye view about every domain. And it will be very much helpful for you in near course of, in your future course when you'll be joining some company. So with that, without taking much time, I would request Rupa to take over with the thing and start with the briefing. Rupa, all of them have already logged in with their official logins, and they are on the website itself. So I would request you to begin with the process.
Good morning, everybody. Nice connecting with all of you. Of course, I can't see the faces behind the names there. And of course, some of you are in the auditorium. No worries. I have the list of the 40 members. And before we start off, just wanting to ensure that Dipali, would all 40 be on call right now or in the meeting room, whatever? Are all 40 available? Is that what it is? Or
almost, I think so.
Okay.
18 are physically present, Rupa, and virtually, I just need to count.
13, 12, I think. There is some, yeah, 12.
Okay. You leave apart Amity University, me and you, then...
and some Lucy also, no? Dr. Lucy Mohapatra. I don't know whether she's a student or a faculty.
No, she's not a student.
Okay, that's where I guess. So 4 of us.
I'm a faculty.
I guess so. So that is what I guessed very much so. Okay, who is the class representative, Dipali, in this group?
It's Dhruv.
Dhruv. Oh, wonderful. Generally, I don't know. I mean, is it something to do with the name? But in my last workshop also somewhere that I was conducting, the class representative had the same name. So I don't know.
Maybe Dhruvs are meant to be leaders.
Yeah, I suppose. Great, Dhruv, to have you on the call also. So today we will be...
And he's physically present in the class, ma'am.
So. Okay, wonderful. So there is a lot of responsibility that will come his platter also. So let me quickly introduce myself. I am a consultant with LearnBiz Simulations and a coach, mentor, and facilitator. I run my own outfit for capability enhancement and coaching called HireQuest Solutions. And also I'm associated with LearnBiz. I'm also a facilitator now with the Art of Living, where I conduct health and happiness workshops. Yeah, so that's the area that I work in. Okay, so coming back to our agenda of the simulations. Now, Dipali has very beautifully set the context of why we are doing simulation. But so what I will do is I'll quickly, share my screen and walk you through a couple of slides just to, ensure that we are all on the same page. Yeah. So broadly, when we look at simulations, what are we saying? We study through reading. If somebody tells me something, I might forget. There's a beautiful quote by Benjamin Franklin that I put across. Teach me and I may remember, and involve me and I learn. So simulation is a very important methodology from that perspective, because there is a lot of involvement in the game. Yeah. And that is why it becomes more engaging and more learning. Yeah. Now, when I talk about LearnBiz simulation, Dipali did say we are pioneers in learning simulations and assessments in the country. Our company has been founded by IIM alumni, and typically all our simulations are developed by faculty and industry experts on the subjects. Yeah, I won't get too much into the thing. Now, basically, how does a simulation differ from a case study? Yeah, in a case study, when you study the case, you come up with a solution, you have a gut feel and you write the solution. Okay, but you really don't know the implication of your solution. It may work, it may have challenges, it may not work, but you do not really get that exposure. Whereas in a simulation, what happens is whatever decisions that you suggest or decisions that you take, you're able to see the implication of the decision on the simulation itself. Okay. So therefore, once you're able to see the implication, you're able to see the result and course correct as we play multiple rounds of the simulations. Okay. So the benefit of a simulation is you take decision, good decision, bad decision, mistakes, all of it you're able to learn from. So that is the power of a business simulation. And Dipali has really worked hard. And I sincerely, I'm sure at the end of it, you will all say that, Dipali, this was a good initiative, because she led the initiative in terms of getting Amity Jaipur to kind of, agree to having a simulation for you as students. Yeah. Because it is a decision that requires a lot of commitment from the organization, commitment from the students. So she's actually been spearheading this and making this work with Amit, with Dr. Jain. Yeah. So she and she will be the one who along with the faculty, I think Lucy will be working with you most of the times. My role is only basically to facilitate and support you wherever you require any input from a technical or a system related issue. Okay, so that's broadly the role that I will play. And subject matter experts, of course, are your faculties. And now that you're at the core end of your curriculum, you've studied it all today. From now into the simulation over this 1 week, we'll be applying the concepts. So that's about a simulation. Now, basically, what are the things that you develop? Holistic thinking, experiential learning, working together, engagement, all of that is what you gain from a simulation experience. And that is why I would urge all of you to come together, participate well, because if you participate only, then will you experience the simulation. If any one of us does not participate, the entire group will actually get a hit in the simulation. So it is important that when we form teams, etc., we all participate together. Otherwise, your team will kind of get impacted if any of your members are not participating. So please make a note of that. I'm sure all of you are carrying notebooks and pens. Yeah, I also keep a notebook and pen. Yeah, as I sit here, I also make my notes. Yeah, here's my pen and notebook. So I'm sure this is after 30 years of industry, I still believe in a notebook and pen. So I hope all of you have your notebooks and pens to make notes. Yeah. Okay. Now, typically, what is the benefit for the student? You are going to apply the learning, all the subjects that you studied, strategy, marketing, finance, sales, CSR. So those are all those subjects that you studied, concepts from there, you are going to be using in the simulation. You are going to learn, and there is going to be fun element if you are engaged with the simulation. Yeah. You will need to use a lot of analytics. You will need to analyze the data. I will walk you through the simulation now, so you will get to know what you need to analyze. I strongly recommend that you kind of keep your data on an Excel sheet, analyze it, so that you're able to take better and sound decisions. You're going to be able to compare your decisions against your peers. So all 40 of us are going to be playing together in the simulation, and we will play in teams. So you will be actually having a team competition. Yeah. Now, when you play a simulation, you are able to benchmark your result, because the people who will lead the game will have better scores. So, you are able to benchmark and see the data of other students, how they are taking decisions. Yeah. And this basically the simulation that we are talking about, which Dipali actually zeroed in on, saying we will do the boardroom, is our flagship product. Yeah. Lots of organizations also work with us on that product in terms of, rolling it out. Some of the academic institutions, I will not talk about them, but just kind of for your information. Corporates also use our simulations to train managers and also as a recruitment tool. Organizations like Reliance, organizations like the Bharti Group, etc., they actually use it for recruitment purposes, the boardroom. Yeah. So that's broadly the way the simulations are used. Okay. Does anybody have any question at this point in time in the room, Dipali? Then maybe Dhruv can, facilitate it from there. And if anybody online has a question, I will give exactly a minute and a half. If there's a question, I'll answer that. Otherwise, we'll get into the boardroom simulation. Yeah. Any questions from?
Yeah, surely I'm very much there, Rupa. And in case if they have any query, I'll just keep you posted.
Okay. Right now, there's nothing in the room?
No,
okay.
Nothing.
And nothing on the chat also?
Until now, it's going okay. I think they've understood the process and
yes,
the context.
Okay. Wonderful. So now I'll go on to, I will stop share of the presentation. I will go to the website. Right now, what I would urge you is stay with me. Do not get onto the website at the moment, because otherwise what will happen is you might find it difficult to understand, because you may be at a different pace than I am, and then we will miss each other. Yeah. So I have logged in to my LearnBiz account. Okay. Are you with me? Can you see my screen? Dipali, Dhruv, you can also speak in case for the group. Yeah, you can see my screen. Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, they can see your screen and they are also on the same page.
Ideally, Dipali, I would say just let them be with me right now rather than, working on their computers or the laptop or whatever, because then we may lose the, we may not be on the same page at all points in time.
Okay, so you do not want them to log in just now?
Right now, no. They can be there, but just be full of my screen and make the notes.
Okay, fine.
So everybody has been able to log in, so that's wonderful.
Yeah. So people who are online, I would really request you to take notes of this. And in any case, we'll be sharing the recording of this meeting as well. So that will also facilitate you in understanding things later, maybe if you've missed out something.
In my experience, recordings, what happens is you will have to go through the whole 1.5 hour session. So it's best that you take notes, it's easier to follow that way.
Yeah, but that's unparalleled. If you are understanding things right away, that's unparalleled. But yes, just for a safer net, we do also have recording.
No worries. Yeah, so this is the homepage of the of LearnBiz simulations. Okay, now we will go to the games tab. Okay, and in the games tab, this game is placed under strategy, and it is called the boardroom. This is the game that at Amity we are going to be using. It's a corporate strategy game, integrated game that takes care of marketing, finance, CSR related decisions. Here, basically, all of you who are going to be part, all the 40 of us are going to be CXOs of firms. Yeah. So this is you've already reached the CXO level in this game, and you're going to take decisions for a company. Now, your role in the company will be to take your company to the peak in the market. Yeah. So we are 40 of us in this group. We will have teams of 3 members each or 2 members, because 40 being a number where we'll have 3 12s or 36 and 2 teams of 2 members each. So you will each be leading a firm in the competition. Okay, or in the tournament, we call it the tournament. The roles that you will play will be CEO, CFO, CMO, CSO, CPO, and CRO. So production, sales, marketing, research, all these decisions you will be taking. In the simulation, you also have a quiz. So there is a weightage for participation. There is a weightage for the quiz, and there is a weightage for the tournament, and then there is a weightage for the presentation. Okay, so typically the flow will be very, very simple. You will, right now, starting today, you have access to the simulation. You can practice against the computer. Okay. Subsequently, next week on Monday, we will start the tournament. And we will put a schedule together. Dipali and Dhruv will share the schedule with you. Okay. And on Thursday, the 2nd, we will make team presentations to a jury. So Dipali will get some faculty members to join in, and I will also join in online, and we will make team presentations. Okay. And the final evaluation will be a combination of your participation, play against computer, participation in the quiz scores, participation in the final tournament, your ranking in the tournament, and your presentation and answering to the jury. That's the cumulative that we will take. So far, so good. You can you can raise hands, or you can show through emoticons. Yeah. Okay. So that's the boardroom simulation. Now let me, so here, when you come here, there is a game manual which you are expected to read. Okay. There are demo videos available which you are expected to watch. Okay. So I will now, and there is a play now tab. When I click on play now, you can see this again over here. Okay. Now the about page tells you what the game is about, which I have just explained. You are CXOs of a company.
Rupa, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you now, Dipali.
Rupa, can you hear me?
Yes. So we had started talking about what simulation we are going to be participating in. We said we are going to be doing the boardroom. I have shared my screen again. Yeah. So basically, the boardroom is going to take you to a pedestal where you are going to be operating as CXOs. Yeah. And we are going to be taking we are going to be playing different roles. We are going to be taking decisions related to those roles. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at what this game is about. When the game is parked under games, strategy, and it's called the boardroom. Yeah. There is a game manual which you're expected to read in detail, make your notes, because remember, a simulation is an algorithm which is configured based on the game manual. So, sometimes we play with our perceptions and then, we take decisions based on our perception. But important is stay with the facts given in the manual. Okay. Because while you may think that, a particular segment does not use internet or is too much onto internet, the manual may say something different. So you need to study the manual in detail, because manual is the basis for the algorithm. Okay, there are demo videos, there are short notes. Please study all of this before you get into the game. Okay, now we will talk about what this game is all about and the kind of decisions and reports, etc., that you need to get. While working on the game, advises that you make your notes, you copy data and keep it on an Excel, whatever you need to do, so that you're able to do your analysis well. Okay, you have reports that will support you to take your decisions. This is the market reports. Yeah, the reports tab. Then there are internal company reports that you need to see year on year. This is what will tell you your profitability, the P&L statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow statement. So this is what, for a firm, it's very, very important in terms of looking at profitability, looking at where you are, what is your share price, etc. So that is what will take you to leadership. Taking your share price to to the peak is the aim of the game. So when you play in a competition mode, your objective will be to ensure that this is your objective will be to get the highest share price. Yeah, so that's broadly what you've got to look at. Yeah, so P&L statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement, this is what you will have to study and move forward. So that's your financials. Okay, now your decisions is where you take the decisions. So there are production related decisions, there are finance related decisions that you take, there are sales related decisions, there are marketing, R&D, and enterprise decisions. We will talk about this in a minute. I'm just showing you the broad tabs at this point in time. We'll dive deep into each of these tabs as we go ahead. Yeah. Then there is your projections. There is a pro forma. When you are taking your decisions, you can also see the pro forma P&L and pro forma cash flow to be able to see that you are managing your profitability. Okay, all of this is mentioned in the manual and on the notes, but I'm just walking you through. Yeah, so please be cognizant of what your pro forma is telling you, and you can make adjustments while you are playing the game. Then there is a leaderboard which gets updated after every round. So this is where you will get to know where you are standing against competition. Yeah, in this game, you're seeing there are 4 companies competing: T1, T2, T3, T4. This is the share price. T4 has a share price of 10.5, which is the highest. So T4 and T1 are leading. Your objective in the game is to come to the leadership position as a team. Okay. There is an analysis tab available in the play against computer mode, which gives you some guidelines. In the tournament mode, this may not be available. Okay, so now we'll go through each and every screen. Okay, about tells you about the game. Yeah. Your reports. Now let's see what are the data points available to us year on year in the game. You have to pay for the reports, you have to buy the reports in the game. If you choose not to buy, then you may not have data available. Now let's look at the products. Every firm in the market has 2 products. Right now you can see I have 2 products called T1LO and T1GE. Now I'll tell you what this is.
Just hold on, Rupa. I think there are certain queries amongst the students.
Sure, lovely.
I'll ask them to voice it to you.
Lovely.
Rupa, the issue is that there is some fault in the line itself. so they are not able to see you on the screen. Though I have kept my laptop and they can hear you right now. So
Okay.
just allow me a few minutes, just 5 minutes, and it will be set. It will be done by then.
No worries. In the meanwhile, I'll answer queries.
Yeah.
If that works, I mean,
Yeah. Is there any query related to product or something? Please, you can ask. Actually, the ultimate aim is to increase their market price, the share price. That is what they need to aim for, right?
Yes,
And
every firm
product
has
price, you are
every
product
firm,
price.
yeah,
Yes.
every firm has 2 products. Okay. Now, this is a market, assume whatever the brand or whatever, but you have 2 products as a company. Okay. And there are 5 market segments. You cater to select market segments at the start of the game. Okay. So when I'm now seeing my screen is visible, Dipali?
Yes.
Okay. On my screen, you are seeing I have 2 products, T1LO, T1GE. My firm name is T1, that's Team 1. LO is so there are 5 segments in the market. Low earners, high earners, geeks, all of this is mentioned in the manual. Okay. Others and
Rupa, I would like to intervene in between. Even if it is mentioned in the manual, at this point of time, we need to define it because that will give them a clarity.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
There is high possibility with these students that they might not pull it out and read it also. So if we are briefing, at least they will be in a position to play it.
Sure. So I'm saying
market segments as well.
Yeah, I am walking them through that, so don't worry about it. Yeah, because I do know that, sometimes it's difficult for, students to kind of go through for whatever reasons. So I will pull out the manual, walk you through the manual also. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So typically, I'm just stopping share. Okay, my screen. Yeah. So we are talking about 5 market segments. Okay. The different market segments that we are talking about are low earners. Yeah. Low earners is the low income group. Yeah. So these low earner groups, they have certain characteristics which are outlined in the manual. When we say low earners, they are people who have low income, but they have zero knowledge about the product, but they are only concerned about the price. Okay. The second segment is the high earner segment. These are people who are highly qualified. They earn high, they demand value. They are willing to pay a price for it. What they demand is features, great features, maximum performance, and a convenient product. Of course, if somebody can give it to them cheap, they are good with it. Yeah. The third segment is called the geek segment. These are people who are very knowledgeable about products in the market. They prefer more features, high performance, and also would love it if it's at a lower price. The fourth segment is called the elite segment. These are people who want the best thing. They may not have any knowledge about the product, but they look for great features, etc. And they are willing to pay a high price premium because they want to show off. Yeah. Right. Because they believe that, they can flash their brand. Okay. So if you are part of that segment, then you can look at what you can do for your product. All this is important information so that when you are developing the product, modifying the product, etc., you keep these pointers in mind. Your pricing can be changed. So accordingly, you can, take all those decisions. Then the last segment is called the others segment, where people in this segment do not fall under the clear-cut low income, high income, etc. They are okay with a product which is slightly bulky, does not have too many features, delivers average performance, etc. Price will be greater than the low earner, but lesser than the high earners. Okay, so that's the fifth segment. Now, at the start of the game, every team is at the same level. Okay, every team has 2 products. It could be, catering to 2 segments. In the game, you can launch new products, you can modify products, you can enter new markets. Yeah. So you can do all those things which you will be doing in your careers subsequently as you grow up the ladder. Yeah. So that is where today you're getting that opportunity, and Amity has kind of, wanted to, Amity has kind of made it possible for you to experience all of that, right away as you start your careers. Yeah. So you need to be, kind of grateful to Amity for having, given you that experience right away, because this experience helps you build skills of thinking, helps you take risks, helps you take, decisions, understand your decision making, apply your concepts. Yeah. So all of that is possible in this game. Okay. Now I'm coming back to the game. Yeah. So here we have, you can see my screen. I have a product which is in the low income and the geek segment. Now, when I click on the product wise tab, I can see the details about each of these products. Okay. The T1 LO product is retail price is 207. Sales is this, the net sales is this, cost price is this. So it is giving you all the details.
Do not enter.
Sorry.
You do not enter the meeting, please leave. That's fine, Rupa. Please continue.
Okay. So you can see retail price, you can see cost price, you can see production. So this is the data that I have about the product right now. Okay, this is the advertising budget, this is the research budget, this is the net contribution, this is the unit liquidated. So every tab when I click, I have information on my fingertips and I need to study this information. So when you see, in the GE product, I can make it at 188, I can sell it at 540. Yeah. So my profit net contribution is this, my production cost is this. All this data is available to you at the start of the game, and at the end of every round, whatever decisions you take get reflected in the reports. So product wise tells you about the product that is there in your market or in your kitty. The product research tab tells you of all the products that are available in the market. Yeah. What are their features? So each product is has 5 features. One is the bulk, the features, the performance, convenience, and price. So you are able to see how these are rated. The higher the rating, the better the product. Yeah. The lower the rating, it's on a scale of 0 to 100. All of this is mentioned in the manual. So now when you look at it, you have the pricing of each product over here. You will know what competition has price, etc., and which are the different markets and what are the products. So you have all of this on this product research screen. So end of round, you will see the data and you will make decisions for your product based on that. Then there is another tab called the segment sales research. This is giving you data on the sales by the segment. So there are 5 segments we talked about: low earners, high earners, geeks, elites, and others. What is the percentage by quantity and by value? So you have these tabs. You need to study all of this. Then there's a channel sales research report. This report talks about what is the kind of company owned showrooms that the company is running. What are the so the company reaches out to the market through company owned showrooms, specialty showrooms, specialty stores, and mass merchandisers. Now, depending on the product, the channel is used. Now, for a low income product, when you look at it, those customers typically will go to mass merchandisers according to the manual. They probably may not go to company owned showrooms or specialty stores. Most of the product is distributed through mass merchandisers. Okay. When you look at the high income segment, you will see that they majorly go through specialty stores. Yeah. So this is how you're going to be studying the report data and understanding it. And then basis this, you may want to change. You may want to take a decision or a strategic decision of saying that, okay, I will sell my product through company owned showrooms. So what does that mean? And thereby you will have to take those decisions. So this is what is available to you in a report format. You know what competition is doing, because in the competition, you are seeing there are 4 companies right now, each one with 2 products, each one with different channel segments here. This is the next report is called the product perception report. Okay, here you can see graphs, low earners, how do they see bulk versus features? Okay, here when you click on the tab, you can see if you are in a high earner thing, you can click these tabs and get familiar with the data in terms of what the report is saying. So if I look at high earners and I'm looking at, say, price versus features, let's see what it's saying. Now I'm focusing on the high earner market, price and features. Okay. So now let's look at where is TILO for the high earner. The high earner does not, TILO is this blue circle, does not, is perceived over here. Yeah. When you look at T2GE, it is here. So in this manner, you will be able to see how each of the products are perceived by customers in this graph. You are able to see competitor data also and where the competitor products are. My products were T1LO and T1GE. So T1LO is here and T1GE is here. Yeah. So this is the product perception on price and features. I can look at performance and features for my product in the low earner segment. Yeah. For the low earner, performance and features. Where does TILO figure? Here. Where does the geek product figure? It's here on the features. Yeah. So this is what you will study the product perception, make your notes before you take your decisions. Yeah. Then there is a segment awareness research. The segment awareness tells you how aware are different segments. So we said there are 5 segments: low earner, high earner, geek, elite, and others. T1LO, 75% of low earners are aware of my product. Yeah. T1LO elites are also available, also are aware of my product. Others are also aware of my product. Yeah. When I look at the geeks product, I see that low earners are aware. Geeks is for this segment. But when I look at geeks over here, only 12.7% of geeks are aware of my product. Whereas when I look at this competitor product, which is T2GE, 76% of the population is aware of the geek product. This is how I analyze the data. I'm just showcasing how you look at and interpret the data. So which means that while I have a product in the geek segment, awareness of my product is lower compared to competitive product of the T2 company. Are you getting that? Yeah. So this is how you will study the data and you will interpret it. And now if I want to think that, I want to improve my awareness, because if awareness is not there, this product may not sell. So what do I need to do in terms of awareness? I will need to spend on advertising. I will need to see that my product is rightly placed. I will need to see, whether my product features are mapping to the geek segment. So these are all the thinking that I need to do. Study the report, figure out whether I want to take a decision of, either improving the product, improving the promotion, improving investment, improving production. All that is what I will start thinking and then taking decisions. But first is I need to understand the data and understand what it means. So what do I realize now from this report? Awareness in the geek segment is low compared to my competitor. Is there any other geek product? No, there are only 2 geek products right now in the market, T1GE and T2GE. Okay, so thereby I need to figure out what I need to do for awareness. Now, segment willingness report. So I have to study all the reports together. I just gave you a demonstration of one. Now let's look at the willingness. Low earners are willing to buy my product. whereas willingness over here is not there. Geeks 100% will be willing. Yeah, at this point in time, this data will change as we move forward and take decisions. So I see that willingness research is saying that low earners are willing to buy my product. Geeks are also willing to buy my product. Now, why is it that they are not buying? Why is it that they are not aware is what I need to think and then take. Now let's look at the availability report. Availability report, segment availability. I see that 39% is my availability in the low income segment. In the geek segment, this is 39% availability, sorry, 36%, 33% availability. So availability at the start is similar for products. That is what we see. Then there is a company outreach research report. So this is telling us that my company has 40 specialty stores, 200 mass merchandisers, 16 salespeople, 0 sales CSR activity. This gets updated as I take decisions. So I can get to know competition data. Company number 2, that is team name 2, has similar. At the start of the game, everybody is at par. That's why you're seeing same data. When you take decisions, this data year on year will change. Clear? And then there is a consumer survey research, which is telling you which segment uses what. Low earners, 21% watch television, 78% read the newspaper. Internet is taken by only 1%. Geeks, 31% watch TV. Newspaper 28%, internet 41%. So this is what you need to be cognizant of and keep looking at this data when you're taking the decision. You may want to decide that, because internet is not very high in this low earner segment, when I'm doing my spending decision, I may choose not to invest in internet. So that's why this consumer survey research tells you all that. Where do these people shop? Low earners typically shop at mass merchandisers. Whereas when you look at high earners, they typically go to the company sales shows. Geeks go to company stores as well as specialty stores because they have this thing of, wanting to look at competitive products. Yeah. Elite typically will go only to company owned showrooms. Yeah, and maybe a little bit to specialty showrooms. So you need to look at this consumer survey research also. Then there is a report for the market size. So it is telling you round on round what is the market size. Here is the total population. How is the market broken up? Yeah. So this is where you need to be cognizant. How is your market growing? Where do you want? So if your market is growing, then what is the strategy you will take? Then there are product-wise graphs available to you, which tell you your break-even point, R&D and expenditure that you are taking round on round. You can look at all products or your products over here. Yeah. So I have 2 products, T1LE and T1GE. So I can see my R&D expenditure and cumulative net contribution here. So these are different reports I have where I can get competition data, where I can get my data, perception data, market data, all of that before taking decisions. Then I also have, as I had told you, my own reports, my own financial. Yeah. Then I have my financials over here, the P&L statement, balance sheet. So P&L statement, my projected, I can look at another teams also, team 1, team 2. So here I can get data of the other team ka P&L also. Okay. So when I look at this, I can understand competition data also. Similarly, balance sheets. We have all studied P&L, balance sheet and cash flow, right? Yes, no? I see. Yeah, so all this is coming here. You need to study all of this. Look at where is it that you are standing. Yeah. Now let's look at the decision screen. So far, so good. Simple. Have we understood? Is there any question before I get to the decision screens? Dipali, any questions in your room there? Shubhankar, Avnish, any questions? Dhruv, are you there? Dhruv is not there. Am I audible? Please show.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any questions as of now?
No, ma'am.
You've understood the game. You've understood the various screens. Now, what are the decisions that you take? Okay, we are going to production decisions. Are you able to see my screen? Priyanshu, is my screen visible? Because can somebody give me a heads up, screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely, thank you. So production decisions. Now these, as production head, I take these decisions. You can see the circle over here, I with a circle over here. Here there is additional information that you have to read. So now let's look at it. What does this say? When I'm taking a production decision, I need to be cognizant of the fact is that when I set up a plant, it takes me 1,50,000 to set up a plant. And that plant will give me a production capacity of 1 lakh units. It does not have any salvage cost nor rental cost. Increased capacity, if I increase plant capacity, or if I set up a plant today, my production can take place only after a year. And in the game, one round is 1 year. Okay. So if I invest in a plant today, my production in the plant will start next year. Okay. So therefore, when I'm planning, I need to be cognizant of that. Okay. Now, these are places where you can change the numbers. Last year, I had 20 plants. This is previous year data. Say this year, I want to increase the plant. Say I want to put up 2 plants. Okay. So I said 22. Okay. Then there is a maintenance investment. Now here it is telling me when I increase the maintenance, benefits are not unlimited. Minimum maintenance investment per plant is 10,000. So I am saying 20 plants, so 2 lakhs is minimum investment. And the manual also tells me that, you know, increased maintenance will increase efficiency, but up to a point. Beyond that point, there is no point in increasing maintenance cost. Okay, so based on that, I will apply my logic and say, okay, do I want to increase maintenance? Because if I increase maintenance, my production units can increase. So I take a call and I say, okay, let me increase this to 3,20,000. Okay, now let's see what's happened. Did the efficiency increase when I did this? Okay, let me see. First, it was, what was the investment? 3 lakhs, no? Yeah. So it was 75%. When I increased it to 3,20,000, it became 77%. So let me see whether I want to increase it to 3,40,000. So my efficiency has improved to 79%. Okay. Previous year, I was operating at a 75% efficiency. So I will keep thinking about whether this is justifiable. Okay, and then accordingly take decisions. So I have to take those calculated risks. Because now if I have increased maintenance, the outflow has increased somewhere. Yeah, so I need to be cognizant that something else may get hit. So those are thinkings that I need to do. Okay, so now because I increase maintenance and increase production, the capacity that I will have is this. TILO will be this. Now, how much do I have available for selling? Again, there is a note over here. Okay, so I have so many units. I am not liquidating. I can choose to liquidate, but then when I liquidate, there is a clause there that I will incur some amount of loss because if liquidated will not give me the same value. So I choose not to liquidate at this point in time. How much do I want to produce? How much do I want to? I can change the production. So I can say, I want to, right now I had noticed that T1GE, I don't have too much of awareness. So I may choose that, okay, I will not increase the production of T1GE. First, let me get the market awareness happening. So depending on whatever I can think from a decision-making perspective, I will take those decisions. Important is to read these pointers over here. Yeah. And then wherever there's a save button, please save your decision. Because if you don't, the decision that you took in the previous round will continue for this round also. So now I have saved the decision. So these are production decisions that I have to take. So far, so good. Vikas, Priyanshu, clear on production?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I go to the financing decision. Now, what does a financing decision mean? What does the CFO take? CFO takes decisions on payables and receivables, whether you want a loan, what is the loan you want to borrow. Then there is an emergency loan concept. Ideally, avoid the emergency loan. Now, emergency loan happens when you kind of overshoot certain things. Yeah. And repayment of emergency loan takes its effort and time, and then you will not be able to make other investments. So be wary of that. Be careful when you're, taking decisions, because if you land up in an emergency loan, then, you will not be able to take investment decisions till you clear the emergency loan. Yeah. So those are things that you need to be aware of. Each of these tabs has some notes. I will not get into micro of every note, because otherwise we'll be here for a longer time. Yeah. If you want to issue shares, if you want to buy back shares, if you want to give a dividend, you are applying all your CFO decisions. When you give dividend, what's the benefit? If you don't pay dividend, what is the implication? So all these are things, receivables policies, payable policies, are decisions that you will take from a finance perspective. Yeah. Then there are sales decisions that you take. Sales the decisions are about how many showrooms do you want, how many specialty stores do you want, what is the margin that you will give. Here there are footnotes which you need to read again, I'm saying. Then how many salespeople you want to hire, how many merchandisers you want to hire, what is the margin you want to give them, how many salespeople for each segment is what you will take in terms of sales decisions. You are able to see your previous year decision also. Yeah, clear? Then you have marketing decisions. Marketing decisions are again product related, because I cater to 2 products. So I take decision of, last year my price was 207. I can decide to increase or lower the price depending on what I study in the data. Advertising budget. Now here it is giving me a clause. If I increase the budget, I should also focus on which channel am I going to the right channel. Yeah, it is recommended that I use all channels. Newspaper share, internet share, total share, advertising research budget. Yeah. And what are the product features I want? Okay, so I may want to compete against performance. I may want to compete against convenience. I can choose those target characteristics which I want to bring about in the marketplace. I need to save my decision. If I don't save, then the previous round decision will happen. Then I take, okay. Then save, sorry. Yeah. Then I go to, for each of the product I will have to take, then there is an R&D decision. In R&D, I can modify existing products. So I can say that, I want to reduce the cost of my production. I want to make a modification, or I want to make a modification cost reduction. I can change that, I want to improve features. So I say modification, and then I say, I want to improve features. So I take it to 24 to 28. Okay. Now, at a point in time, I can make only one modification. Yeah. So I do that, and then I can save it. Okay. You do not tick any one of the checkboxes. Okay. So I made a modification here, and then I need to save. So it prompts you. Now look at it. What did it say? I can only increase by plus or minus 2. So I cannot increase any feature by more than 2 points. Yeah. So this I did by 4 points deliberately to show you that when you kind of take a decision which is not in the scope of the algorithm, it will tell you that you need to take a decision based on the scope. So here I can only do 2 parameters. So I will just do here, and now let me see. Only one modification request is allowed. Okay, so it is going to prompt you if you make any thing which is not, then I can launch new products. So I think that I have T1LO and T2GE. I want to come out with another product and I want to cater to, say, other segment. Okay, so I will give it some product T1. Okay, whatever. I can give it any name. I can decide the parameters and I can take the investment, what paisa, how much of money I want to put in, and then save the decision. Yeah. So I can modify existing product. I can launch new products. I can complete old products. And I can also relaunch a product, the T1LO, as a different brand. Yeah. So these are R&D decisions I can take. Then there are enterprise decisions. CSR related, how many CSRs? Now look at this here. CSR activities enhance brand loyalty and also prop up stock price. It is recommended that all CSR activities are carried out from period to period. So I can choose the number of activities. I can select maybe 2 activities, 3 activities, 4 activities, whatever I want to decide. Okay, now which are the activities I want to take? I've taken 4 over here. Manual says that you need to be cognizant of how many you are taking. Okay, so I've taken tree plantation. I have taken product research. Yes. Then do I want to buy these research reports? I may choose, because every research report costs me 5 lakhs. So I may choose that I don't want to buy, but then it has its implications. So it is up to you to decide, depending on your fund flow available or cash flow available. You may decide to buy a research report, or you may choose not to buy it. But there are implications of buying and not buying you need to be cognizant of. Okay, so here, these are various reports that it tells you what is it, and you save your decision. Okay, so these are different decisions that you take. Okay, now I can see my projections based on the reports, on the decisions taken. So here I can look at my pro forma, and then I can look at the cash flow here, and then I go to next round, assuming that I have played this round, all the decisions taken. I go to next round. Now you can see my share price has increased to 12.1 and I am leading. So whatever decisions I took, my share price increased and I am leading at 12.1, and there are the other players. Okay, and here there are some comments which I need to read. There is an analysis tab. It is in the play against computer. You will get to know what all kind of things you could do differently. Okay, and then I go and again take decisions. Okay, now this is how the game screens are. The objective right now is to get you familiar with this. So far, are we comfortable with the game screens? What do you realize? Do you realize that these are easy to use, easy to navigate? Yes? Hello? Am I audible? I'm not hearing any response. Dipali?
Yes, Rupa, you're audible.
Okay. So
Because I've asked these people not to log in. That is why it is echoing.
okay, no worries. But people are clear with the screens, right? Dipali? Okay. So now, what is it and how do we move forward? So this is how the game is. Now, at LearnBiz, so now I navigated through the different pages on the game, right? What I would urge you to do is log on, since you have all logged in onto the thing, go to the boardroom, go through the various screens. I'm giving you 5 minutes to go through the various tabs, 5 to 6 minutes. Just go through so that we are all comfortable. And then I will start talking of the how we'll proceed from here. Okay, so 5 minutes time, it's 11:50, 11:55. I will, reconvene our conversation. Till then, I'm going on mute and you can just check. In case you all have questions, after 5 minutes, you can raise your questions and I'll again help with anything that's required. Okay, so did any one of us face a challenge understanding the screens or navigating through the pages? If anybody? No, okay, wonderful. Okay, lovely. So now let me tell you how LearnBiz simulations are configured. Yeah. What we do is to help students, rather than playing directly in a competition mode, we give you time to practice against computer. Okay. So I will just share my screen. The normal mode, yeah, just a minute. Yeah. So you will go here and you will play new game and practice against computer. So it tells you select easy and hard mode. You are expected to play both easy and hard mode because in our assessment sheet, how you practice in the against the computer, you get marks assigned by the computer on the practice round. So you will need to play both easy and hard round properly so that you are able to practice well, understand the simulation, and also get your scores for the practice mode. Yeah. So practice against computer is the first thing, and we will do this starting today till Sunday evening. You can keep practicing the amount of times that are mentioned in the on the screen for you. Okay. Now, ideal is that you need to have a WhatsApp group, and I understand that you have a WhatsApp group where you can post if you have any challenges or questions. Your CR or Dipali or any nominated faculty from Amity will reach out to me with those queries and I will answer those. Yeah, because you already have a group. Ideally, we recommend setting up a group, but since you already have a group, which is internal, you can post your queries there or reach out to your CR or Dipali ma'am or whoever Dipali assigns, and that person will collate and send me the queries and I will answer them. Yeah. Generally, in my experience, you don't really need any support there, but I still offer that so that in case anybody is having a challenge, you're taken care of. Okay. But in my experience of 5 years, I really have no people coming back for challenges. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So play against computer. Then on what you need to do is while you're playing against the computer also, we will have a final tournament, which will begin next week. Yeah. Now I will tell you how that works. Typically in the tournament mode, you will play as teams of 3 members each. However, since we are 40 people in the group, 2 teams will have 2 members each. Okay. So I will have 12 teams of 3 members and 2 teams of 12 teams of 3 members each and 2 teams of 2 members each. The roles that we play in the game are that we already saw. Yeah. So we play the role of production, financing, sales, marketing, R&D, and enterprise. So when you look at it, there are 6 roles. Yeah. Whereas we are making a team of 3, because some of the decision screens are not too many decisions. That's why roles are clubbed. So while you are a CEO, you may also be playing the role of a production person or salesperson, okay, or sales head, because not too many decisions are required. What I would like is the CEO is designated. Okay, remember one thing, that in the tournament mode, you will be assigned a role and you will be able to figure it out from your list that who is playing what role, that we will share with you. So therefore, only those screens will be visible to you in the tournament mode. So supposing I am the finance person, the CFO, then for me, the other tabs will not be visible. CFO will have maybe 1 or 2 tabs where he or she is supposed to take decisions. Similarly, CEO will have those screens where he or she will have to take decisions. Some of us will have more than 1 role, so you may have 2 or 3 screens visible. Now, what happens is if you don't take the decision, the game gets impacted. So every player in the game tournament round has to ensure that they take their decisions on their screens. If they do not take the decision, supposing in a particular round, Avnish decided that, okay, he's not got time, so he will not, and he's the CEO, he will not take any decisions. So if he does not take decision, previous round decisions of his screens will come into play and they will get repeated. And what will happen is the consequence can be bad, because you may not progress, it may lead you to losses also. So please, once your teams are set up, you need to collaborate and work together to ensure that you have all taken decisions in time, so that when the round ends, all your decisions are saved. Okay. Ensure that you save your decisions. Sometimes later on, participants come and say, oh, but I forgot to save my decision. Remember, in business, if you did not take a decision at the right time, the year passes and your financial results will show. So if you didn't take a decision, competition took advantage and they, benefited from that. So please remember, as a team of 3 or 2, whatever your team size be, you need to ensure that all of you are playing strong. Yeah, playing together as in you can take decisions on your own, but you need to collaborate and decide together what is it that is your objective for the firm. So I will give you a small template where you can, discuss together and decide that this year we will take these decisions. This is what we want to achieve at the end of the year. Okay, so I will give you a tool, small Word document where you can capture this thing. Now, in the tournament round, we will be playing in teams, point number 1. Point number 2, we will play the game for 6 years or 6 rounds. Okay, so 6 rounds of the game will happen, and every year your objective will be to lead the market. Okay. While you are playing these 6 rounds, in some rounds, you will have some quiz questions popping up. You will need to answer those quiz questions, which are conceptual, related to marketing, finance, etc. And you get individual scores on those quiz questions. So that is also part of your assessment. Okay. End of round 6, the game will end for you. Okay, so we will play this for 6 years, 1 round per year. And then after that, we will ideally end the tournament on the 1st or on the 31st. And on the 2nd is when we will all have to make a presentation to a jury. Yeah. So Dipali will put together a panel and you will present to her your report, and I will send you a template for the PPT also broadly. what you did, what you didn't do well, what went well for you, what was your ranking over the 6 years. So there's a template we will share with you. Basis that, you will write out the PPT, and on the second is when each of the teams will present. The presentation will be 6 minutes for the team plus 4 minutes for a question answer. So total time per team will be 10 minutes. We will not have to ensure that we finish everything in 6 minutes and we bring out clearly, what we did over the 6 years. Yeah. And there will be marks for the presentation also. Yeah. This will be evaluated by your faculties. I will also join in on Zoom and will be part of the panel, but faculty will be evaluating. Yeah. And subsequent, so that's how the tournament will go. Now, tournament is slightly different from playing against computer. Any questions as of now before I explain the tournament? So immediately, what do we need to do? Teams of 2 or 3 members each. Decide on who is going to be the CEO of your team, team name, and a slogan for the team. You will inform CR, your class, Dhruv or CR of the classroom, or anybody, Dipali would, because I can't see Dhruv over here. So I don't know whether he's in the class there, but online I can't see him now. So I'm not too sure whether he's still there. Dipali, you'll have to kind of guide me on that. And then by Monday, 10 o'clock through Amity faculty, I need the team name, team slogan, and the CEO of your team. Dipali? Is Dipali there?
Yes, I've been texting you.
Okay, he's there, no? I can't see him online, so that's why I thought. Okay, so either we do random teams, I can create the random teams and give you, and then you decide who's going to be your CEO. Dipali, you can guide me there. We do random teams, and then they have to tell us who's the CEO of the team, what is their team name, and what is the slogan for the team. Dipali? And then I will create the tournament on Monday evening and we will start the tournament. Practice against computer is open till Monday, 4 o'clock. Oh, lovely. Just a minute, they have made it. I was waiting for that minute. Okay, lovely. So maybe one of you can, Dipali, you can mail it to me, whatever, so that I can start assigning the tournament.
Just hold on, Rupa. I'll ask them to come and brief you about what they've done. Yes, Dhruv, what is it?
Ma'am, there are 6 teams, 3 members each, and first team is Aviram.
No, I'm not asking the team composition. That could be mailed to Rupa ma'am. What I'm asking is that, is the entire class covered in it?
Yes, ma'am.
The people.
Not people who are present in the class.
Okay.
Yes,
so Rupa, like people who are physically present here, they have already made their teams of
Lovely.
3 members each. And the ones who are online, they will be creating it now. So.
And they will share their names and I will be.
Yes. So.
Lovely.
You get a mail from either Dhruv or me or Rajkumar ji about the details of the team. So that you'll get by today day end only.
Oh, lovely. This is wonderful work. Yes. So, yeah, but we'll keep the practice against computer open till Monday. Okay. So that you finish
Are
practice.
you clear with this thing? Please listen to ma'am's instructions.
Yeah, practice against computer. If you have any questions, please reach out on the group, on your WhatsApp group. I am not part of the group, so I will not be answering it there. Dhruv or Dipali ma'am or whoever.
No, I am on the group, and in case if any query comes, I'll keep you posted. So I am on the group. They can always reach out to me. I will be available.
Perfect. Perfect. So then whatever queries come to me through Dipali, I will respond to that and she will come back to you in case there is, I mean, in my experience, we've not really ever had the need for it, but we still encourage that because you know, sometimes if a student is feeling lost for some reason, then there is a support mechanism available. Okay. So practice against computer till Monday, 4 o'clock. We will start the tournament. Dipali, Monday, 4 o'clock should be good.
No, tournament, you want to start from Monday. Okay.
So what time?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at how the tournament goes. They will need to study the data. They will need to take a decision. Ideally, we can play it in one day, but then it becomes a 12-hour window. Okay, 12-hour at a stretch. Or we break it over 2 days and we say they play it on a particular day, 3 rounds on one day, 3 rounds on the next day, and then make their presentations and then come to
Just hold on, Rupa. I have a query. Like, will they be able to practice before Monday in teams also, or will it be an individual player practice?
individual player practice.
So, can you allow them to practice in a team so that finally, when they're playing tournament, they can score marks? Because I'm worried about that score as well. I want them to score good.
So I will have to open a mini tournament of 1 round for them, you know, maybe a 10-minute or something where they, but then we will have to kind of come again on a Zoom where I open the tournament and then walk them through. I'm good with that. If you're wanting to do, let me just check my schedule. Monday, 4 o'clock, we can do a 45-minute session where we start the tournament and they play as a team in breakout rooms. Just to get a flavor.
Okay.
That's not the final tournament, that because you want to give them a team practice.
No, I wanted you to allow them to practice it, but before that you could have briefed them today itself for
No, I'm
playing in a
briefing them right now, but I'm saying if you want to give them a team practice, I will start a tournament, not the final tournament. I'll create a dummy tournament for them so that they play together as a team on a scheduled time. So that if they have questions, I'm there to answer it for them.
Okay,
Does
but
that
will that also need a Zoom meeting? Reason being, then people who are working, they might not be able to join at that time. I mean, I'll
So
have
then,
to group up
then
everything.
can you suggest a time which will work for all? Because if you want them to play together as a team, then they, what is your, I mean, if you can tell me your thought, then maybe I'll be able to pick that up from there.
No, what I'm saying is you open a dummy tournament in terms of playing with a team and let them practice on their own. And in case if they're finding any difficulty, they can post it to me and then I can ask you. Otherwise, we do not require any
Okay,
briefing session.
okay. That sounds wonderful for me. So don't worry. I mean, we'll figure that out.
I hope that's okay with you.
I'll make it work. That's not a worry. You need to tell me only the time you want the want that practice.
But one more request I have, Rupa, because people are also working, it should be long enough. I mean, they should have sufficient space wherein after working hours, they can come and practice, not for few hours.
Okay, so that's a challenge there. Let's look at it then. Okay, so that's one part of it. So supposing we open it at 4 o'clock on Monday and we close the only one round, only one round of decision making there, and we close it on Tuesday morning 9 o'clock.
Good enough. That's a long, pretty long window. That's okay.
Yeah, because they have the night to kind of thing.
Is it fine?
Tuesday we
People
start
who are,
Tuesday we start the final tournament where there'll be a separate tournament code. Does that work?
okay. So people who are online, logged in online, I request you that in case if you have an issue, please text it right away here so that we can change things according to your convenience. People who haven't been placed, they are already there with me. I have 18 students sitting in the class right now. They are okay with this plan. In case if you have any issues with it, do let me know, else we can freeze it.
So Tuesday, when the tournament begins, Dipali, we'll have to put a plan and let's discuss it and put it together. That how will the 6 rounds, what time will I close round 1? See, typically when I turn the round in a tournament, the next round automatically begins. Okay, so supposing I've set the tournament for 6 rounds, that's what is the best advisable thing. The final tournament I'm talking about. Okay, not the practice one.
Yes.
So the 6 rounds need to be finished between Tuesday. We are saying Thursday you wanted the final session. That's what we agreed upon, right? So between Tuesday and Wednesday, we need to go through the 6 rounds. You need to put schedules for me saying that, round 1 will end at this time, round 2 will end at this time, round 3 will end at this time, round 4 will end at this time. And we communicate to them that before that time, my job will be to turn the round at that particular point in time. When the round changes, you get the results and your next round automatically begins.
Hey, Rupa, I just wanted it this way that you may open the tournament on Wednesday, and like 2nd of February, I want a small briefing from your side to the student about the final finishing thing. The presentation thing could not happen on 2nd of February because none of us as a faculty member would be free that day. We are having convocation on 3rd of February. So we won't be available, but at least we can finish off with things, and presentation could be taken up later on without your aid. Rather, I'll ask them to display, and any of the convenient days, we as faculty panel members, we would approach them and we will judge them.
Okay, so let me validate my understanding. You're saying Wednesday and Thursday they play the tournament.
And I hope the dates are first and second.
Thursday is the 2nd.
Yes. So
So you-
Thursday, I wanted to end up, your thing would end up on Thursday. I mean, that would be the finishing valedictory round wherein you'll be debriefing them about whatever they have played and what were their strategies.
Ideally, the presentation should happen before that. Ideally. So that is where I'm coming from. So now you need to tell me, how do you want this to take
No,
form?
presentation we won't be able to take on 2nd, but I want to close it off because we have kept a window of 5 days for this particular activity simulation. So I have, it's time bound, I have to close it that day. But yes, presentation we'll schedule up later. And that will be our concern. We faculty members would be judging it.
Okay, wonderful. So, so Thursday, what time do we want to close the, have the?
Same time, 10:30 to 12:30 was the time. I have already asked my IT team to generate a link for the same on for
Okay.
2nd also.
Okay, so what we do is the last round happens for them at what time? 10:30 on Thursday.
Your briefing would be on 10:30, from 10:30 to
That all the 6 rounds need to happen. If we start
yeah,
on,
before that.
so how will they do 6 rounds only in one day, Dipali?
No, so you can do it on Tuesday and Wednesday then.
Okay. Tuesday, Wednesday, we run the tournament. Thursday
Yes,
morning,
fine.
we convene
Yes,
to discuss the debrief.
perfect.
Perfect. So in the meanwhile, I will be giving them a PPT template or, pointers that they need on the PPT.
Okay,
And I will also give them a tool to capture their learnings as we progress in the game. Yeah. So we call that an investor update. So, they will at the start of the round define goals for the round, and end of the round, they will analyze and put their data into that Word template. It's actually a guiding tool for them, so that they are thinking strategically and holistically. Okay. And they can submit those documents also, so that, we know what is the thinking they've used behind. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have the tournament. Monday, we'll have the practice round. Perfect. Monday, 4 o'clock, we open the practice round. Tuesday, 9 o'clock. That's what we said, right? Monday, 4 o'clock, we open the practice round. Tuesday, 9 o'clock, we open the final tournament.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday, 6 rounds. I will put together the timings when the round will change.
Okay,
Okay. Between Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday morning, we meet together to discuss and debrief.
fine.
Okay. Okay. So that's what we've discussed now.
Right.
Any questions, anybody? I can see some Dr. Shobha Devi also. So I am assuming faculty again. So Dipali, who are the faculty members who will be associated with this?
No, I do not have anybody else apart from Dr. Hemant. He was physically present with me, but
Yeah.
he left just now.
Okay, so Dr. Hemant, fair. So when I set up the tournament, I will have to add his name there. That's the reason why I asked.
Okay.
So that he has the data, reports and all.
Yeah.
So I will add him there. Perfect. Anybody has any questions?
Any
what
doubt?
Yeah. So I want somebody from the student community to summarize what we have said so that I am clear that you have understood, and if there is any correction required in the understanding, I correct. what is the thing that I want you to articulate is the milestones we are saying. Okay, the milestones in terms of dates. Can somebody quickly summarize?
The milestones in terms of date would be given to them in a writing, in a
So-
text, yeah, in a message.
So, okay.
They'll
but-
remember that because everybody is not here. I'll have to anyways put across the message. So I request you to give me the message of all the timelines that we have decided right now, and I'll pass it on to them.
Dhruv, can you quickly make a note, please? Dhruv, we said practice against computer is open now till 4 p.m. on Monday. 4 p.m. we will have a tournament practice round of 1 round open till 9 a.m. on Tuesday. 9 a.m. we will flash the passcode for the final tournament. And the milestones where the rounds will change for the 6th round. Tuesday, we will close the final, Tuesday, Wednesday, we will play the tournament. Wednesday evening, we will close the tournament, and Thursday, we will convene for debrief. 10:30 morning, Thursday. Right? Dhruv?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you just put it as a text message to Dipali and she can forward it to everybody and including me?
In
so that
fact, Dhruv will put it on the group itself, on MBA group itself, so that everybody
and
can.
just forward it to me also so that I also have it on my messaging so that I don't miss anything, because I will need to put it in my scheduler on the clock so that I don't miss any timelines. Yeah. Okay. Any questions now? Last 8 minutes we have, because I have another 12:40 schedule. So
No, they do not have any doubt as of for now, but yes, maybe there is a possibility that we need to hold them, hold hands in between when they will be stuck up, when they'll be actually practicing and doing it. So at that point of time, maybe if I require, I'll bother you in that case. Otherwise not.
the list of the team name, CEO name and slogan is coming to me by end of day today,
Yeah,
right?
fine.
Okay.
Okay, so we can wind up for today.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Rupa, for briefing them so wonderfully and walking them through the entire simulation. And I really wish it adds a lot of value to them. And to the students, I have a special request that you need to play it in true spirit so that you can gain maximum out of it. All of us have put in a lot of effort to, bring this entire show to you. So don't let it go waste. Please play in true spirit and have some learning out of it. Fine. So thank you so much, Rupa. We can leave for the day, and thank you all the students for joining.
Okay, bye-bye. Have a nice
Bye.
time playing the tournament. Bye. I'm leaving for now.